What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. There we go. United States of America representing. Social communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light? Do everything?
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I am the modern day Tony Stark. There we go. United States of America representing. Social communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light? Do everything?
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I am the modern day Tony Stark. Oops. That's not a Heineken. That's water. Welcome to the breakdown. Episode 763, sponsored by Midnight. Tomorrow we go into Midnight City and we explore what the hell my agent is doing. Okay, we'll go ahead and explore and see what am I up to? Okay, am I starting? I need to start my gang up in there, man. Gang. By the way, if you let me get through the sponsors. Polymarket, shout out to Polymarket, the official prediction market sponsor of the breakdown and my personal brand. Also, Cake Wallet, again, cold card, not doing so well. So if you're feeling a little bit tense, unsure of yourself, holding your assets in a cold wallet, go ahead and download yourself Cake Wallet for the time being. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, could put it on there again for the time being or for permanently. He's got a team working out there. Shout out to Vic. Also, not sponsored by the show, but I got to talk about it. Radar Chat. Okay. Download Radar Chat. Encrypted conversations. Also, you can send stats to your homies. All right, there you go. feel like sometimes I gotta talk Brooklynese up in the motherfucker. gmarkets.io for the latest information. We are upgrading. V2 should be coming out this week or next week. But for the latest information, I guess, for all your wonderful assets that you hold, you can go on to gmarkets.io. Also, for any news, if you want to go ahead and update yourself with the latest news that's happening in the world today, you can go stop by. You can stop by Gokhshtein.com. How proud am I to say that? And last but not least, if you want to contact me, stop DMing me. You can go ahead and contact me through GokhshteinPR.com. That's right, GokhshteinPR.com. If you want to go ahead and, I don't know, sponsor the show, sponsor me, do whatever it is. GokhshteinPR.com. That's where you can hit me up because I ain't checking these DMs, bro. I don't got time. And if you got a personal brand that you want to level up, GokhshteinPR.com, the PR firm. Look, I know how it is and what what needs to be done and what it takes to navigate these streets, motherfuckers. That should be the slogan. That should be the slogan. I know what it takes to navigate these streets, motherfucker. All right, we got a lineup today. We got Landy waiting in the green in the green room. He's waiting. We got him on for 10-15 minutes. Then we're bringing on Jason Appleton. We'll talk a little Ada Cardano markets. And then we got security. I needed to get somebody on with everything that's happening here with all the exploits and all this shit. I got to bring my man back on here, Michael K from MetaMask. Okay. We'll break shit down. What happened? Why did it happen? What precautions had to be taken for it to not happen? And then we have Talk to Me Taylor. Taylor coming on. Taylor's coming on at 1:45 today. Talk about some trending topics. That's right. All right. Welcome. Seems like my editor. Oh! The editor's stepping up. He gave me more options, more. And I need, hold on. Hold on 1 second. See, I'm being nice. I got more options here, man. I got more options to go ahead and put down as, overlays and shit. My editor, very, very unexpected, man. My editor, man, not being on time with overlays is crazy, man. It's crazy business. I'm wondering, man, what took so long, man? What's up? What's up with that, man? What's up with that, twin? Yeah, that's what the cool kids say. All right, TikTok still limited on that bitch. Man, TikTok, man. TikTok. Honestly, I get so many people that tune in. The engagement is crazy. And then it's either the algorithm or somebody's just sitting there just fucking reported me. Like, y'all really need to get a life. Honestly, 100%, y'all need a life. Y'all really need a life, man. Nikita stepped down from his position as the head motherfucker in charge of product for X. So we shall see what happens moving forward. Somebody tagged me and said, David, you should take on that position. I would never want to, absolutely never want to take on that kind of position. Hear you motherfuckers every single second complaining, oh my God, why isn't this not working? Why is it? Here, Landy fucking bitch all day long? Nah. Pass on that shit. Pass on that. I am not gonna listen to Landy fucking complain all day. Oh, absolutely not. And then you got the only reason I would actually take it on is to actually put myself on the who to follow list. Because how do you not have me on the crypto traders line? How do you not have me in the meme line? That's crazy work, man. I told you it's all set up. Absolutely all set up, man. VCs got their hands putting in their own plants in the. We know. We see it. I understand it. It's okay. None of those motherfuckers though are verified on TikTok. None of those motherfuckers are verified on any other platform except X. And they weren't even verified. They just paid for a blue check mark. Anyway, let's bring Landy in. Yes, I'm petty, bitch. What's up, Landy? Good morning to you.
Good morning. It's a good day. It's SpaceX Day. It's the unlock day.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So
you know what? I'm in a mood today because I had to wake up at a certain time.
Yeah. I heard.
And you know when somebody's just repeating themselves
Yes.
and you want to get off that call,
Yes.
but you can't.
Look, I apologize. Sometimes I say
It has
the
nothing to
same
do with
thing
you.
over and over
I didn't
again.
say it was your fault.
Well, I mean, it technically is my fault. It's always the puppet's fault.
I didn't say
That's
it's
what
the
I found
puppet's
out.
fault. Listen, I don't know, man. Fuck TikTok. There you go. I hope they permanently ban me. It's just fucking ridiculous. How am I on here every single this is wild business. I'm sorry. This is absolutely wild business. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, I'm sorry. Redirect my attention.
Don't apologize to me. I'll apologize to you. Look, there is a lot happening in the markets right now, but at the same time, there is kind of not a lot happening in this particular market outside of constant fighting on the timeline about various topics. Now Ethereum has entered the we're going to change the rules game with the new EIP. We've got we're gearing up. We're about 2 days away from the mandatory signaling period for Bitcoin for BIP 110. Let's see. Man, there is a lot of things happening in the space, but not a lot happening on the chart as it stands right now. While Bitcoin just kind of consolidates. So it's going to be interesting to see. And then of course you got all the clarity stuff. So
no, but this is vicious, bro. I'm only laughing because of this. I read obviously the story today, but the way the picture was put together.
Yeah, it
was some vicious. This is vicious.
No love lost there, huh? No love lost there.
Look at it. She looks like she's starring in fucking The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, man. She's like the Grinch who wants to steal crypto or some shit.
Yeah, it's a little wild. Yeah, and then of course, outside of all the other stuff going on, we've got good old Elizabeth Warren.
Why are you sweating?
Throwing a monkey wrench in everything. Me?
You okay?
Me and I'm fine. Okay, I'm just hanging out.
I want to make sure that you're fine.
I'm sharing charts in the background while also talking to you and just kind of waiting for something to happen in the world of cryptocurrency regarding price action.
Is it just boring? It's just it's going to be a boring time. That's it. For the rest of this month, maybe even going into next month, it's going to be pretty boring.
Well, I think that we might start to see a little bit of excitement here in the near term. It just might take some while. Take a while to get rolling.
Don't get nervous. I know you're nervous. You're on here. You're on here with a legend. I get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was just, I was blinded by the excitement, the energy that you brought to the show as soon as it started. Honestly,
I always bring energy.
I'm just reeling. I'm reeling from that intro because that intro with the eagle screech, and then it's badass, right?
Guys, if you have not seen it, Here's the dopest intro that you'll ever see. Like it really is the dopest intro you'll see. This is I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's the greatest show that plays within crypto and outside of it. Hold on 1 second. There we go. United States of America representing. Socialism, communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light? Do everything.
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I'm the modern day Tony Stark. You can't front that I do kind of resemble
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. A little
Kind
bit.
of. A little.
I mean, I know and I recognize that this is just to get the heat off of you being compared to the mayor of New York City in terms of who you look like.
I was going. All right, listen. This is what I was going to. I was going to talk about this today, man, because like I'm dead tired of this comparison. I got okay. Do you know how bad it is? I'm scrolling, and there's like this picture of him like sitting.
Yeah.
I think this was like Time Magazine or some shit.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
I think it was the Polymarket Post. I think, and I'm like, yo, is that me? Yo, I did a double take. I'm like, oh man, this motherfucker, man, needs to. I can't wait until he. But it doesn't even matter. If he doesn't get reelected, people will still say, yo, you kind of look like Mandani. First of all, I don't. I definitely don't.
Well, I mean, I had to show my ID to you to get on the show. So, I mean, there's a lot of similarities here. You're going to have to show ID to go and get food from the.
You see how
the
fast they took
bodegas
that
now?
back? A day after, 24 hours after the backlash, they said that no idea would be necessary.
Well, I mean, they're flip flopping like a dead fish on the pier. I mean, that's really what they're doing.
They got caught out there,
Yes, they did.
and now you can't take it back. The
No.
thing is, you said it. That's it. Like you could try to retract and all this shit. It's not gonna work because now the
Yeah.
Republicans are gonna use this. I want to say, and I said this yesterday, the Democrats are not winning. They're not going to. I'm going to say they're not sweeping. They're not going to take the House. They're not going to take the Senate. I really. This is the first time that I've actually switched in my thought process here, and I think the Republicans do have a chance of winning.
That is, I told you that is something that I am watching carefully in the crosstabs that are coming in from a lot of the polling. One of the interesting things out there, I think, separate from markets, because markets are watching this stuff closely as well, right? Especially the cryptocurrency markets, because there is a fear that if the Democrats were to sweep the House and the Senate, that nothing is going to get done regarding crypto outside of short-term stuff out of the CFTC and SEC, that is outside of the purview of the Genius Act. And I've been watching the crosstabs for a while, and I've said this a while ago in a bit of a argument with Rob Nelson.
Rob Nelson.
with you, and I know that you spoke with him on his show yesterday. But look, I think that he's missing something really vital, and that is that despite what the overarching national polls are showing, Trump's base is actually growing. And this is something I think that a lot of folks weren't expecting. They're concentrating on, approval rating. They're concentrating on kind of the makeup of the House and Senate races, but they are not accounting for the surge in the actual base, which I think is pretty interesting considering how much effort has been put into kind of call into question Trump's decisions, whether it be about tariffs or whether it be about the Iran situation, or any number of things, right? The Epstein files. I mean, how people aren't even satisfied with the UFO stuff, even though, and I think it's because there's like, they're not saying there's aliens, right? Like, there's no direct evidence that says here's the alien and here's the picture, so people are all upset, right? Um, but his base continues to grow, and more interestingly, we talked about this, you and I, in fact, back in 24 prior to the election. Republican registrations outpaced Democrat registrations for the first time in history in a big, big way coming into the 2024 election. And we're seeing that trend continue through the midterms. We're actually seeing that, well, we did get a little bump in Democrat registration. Republicans are still outpacing, and they have yet to really expend any of their treasury on this.
Yeah.
Democrats don't have anything really in terms of a reserve for campaigning. So they're really relying on this ground game. And I have the feeling, that, and I know that it's highly unlikely that we're going to see anything related to the Save America Act passed. And they might try to get parts of it in with some of these other bills and attach it and stuff like that, but it's very highly unlikely. It's probably going to get killed, anything that they do, right? But I have
Filibuster.
I have the feeling that they're holding back an executive order of some sort to push out there if we do see a recess and this is not actually attached to anything in any meaningful way. Now, maybe Congress would surprise us. I highly doubt it, though. If it's attached to anything budget related, though, they can get it through with 50, and they don't need filibuster. But
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is Thune is not doing what they would like him to do in terms of attaching it to things in a way that would allow for any kind of passage on an 80-20 issue. This is not, it's a 70-30 issue for Democrats, and it's like a 90-10 issue everywhere else nationwide between both parties and independents. You've got an 80-20 issue when it comes to voter ID. I have the feeling that the administration might actually take some executive action if they don't do something. So there's a lot of things I think at play this summer moving into fall as we see polling kind of shift around here and there short term. I think it's going to really start to tighten up headed into the midterms.
You have also the Fed talking about, or maybe there's rumors circulating that there might be a hike come September, which we'll see how
It's
the markets
pure
react to that.
Yeah, it's pure speculation.
Yeah.
I would be on board with that. I think there's no change, any meaningful change, unless we start to see core CPI on the rise again. Then I think they would actually have some kind of actionable reasons to actually do like a 25 point or 25 bip raise. I'm not seeing it bear out in the economic data yet, though. We did get a move up, and this is where you just watch oil. If oil's up, it's a higher percentage chance of a rate increase. If oil's down, it's probably a hold. And it's probably a hold even if oil continues down to even lower levels, because I think that that Warsh really wants to make sure that we're closer to that 2% inflation target than not. So if we're anywhere above it, I think it's a hold. And unless we see an aggressive increase in the price of oil that raises the price of everything for a more sustained period of time, I don't think they have any reason to raise. It's just not, I'm not seeing it. I know, and there's analysts that I really respect that are predicting that they might actually raise as well in September or maybe a little bit later. I'm just not seeing it bear out in the actual economic data, in the tools that they use, in the way that they measure things, in the way that we used to do things. Yes. But I think we are in a different world. We're in that monetary reordering that Besant talked about, and I think Warsh is on board with it.
What's the likelihood of the Clarity Act passing?
I think it's going nowhere. I don't think it's going to pass. And I think that especially won't pass if the Democrats take the House, even just the House. It's not going nowhere. I don't think it's going anywhere.
So dead on arrival.
I think that it's It's very highly okay, let me put it this way. I will admit that I'm wrong if they surprise and actually do vote on it and get it through before the recess, because I just don't think that I don't think that they're going to do it when they come back from recess. So they either got to get it done now, like within the next week, right? The end of this week, next week time frame, or no, they're gone on the 10th. Are they gone on the 10th? Somebody might know in the chat. I don't see it happening.
They have like what, 2 days left?
Yeah, it's just this week, right? Yeah, because
That's
they're
it.
gone starting the 10th. So they got
So
now through the weekend. And most are just gonna cut out over the weekend because they didn't do the extension to kill the vacation, did they? I know that was proposed. They had 11 people that proposed to stay and keep fighting this out. But I think that has also been killed now. I have to go and actually catch up on a bunch of this. So, um, but yeah, I don't think clarity, and even if clarity passes, if price goes up, everybody's going to yell, "Oh yeah, no clarity! It's the reason why everything's pumping." If it goes down, it's going to be because clarity sucks and nobody liked it, right? Like, the narrative is going to revolve around that. Look, in cryptocurrency, everything's following Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is in the tightest compression that we've seen in a very, very long time. Some, I believe, and I'd have to go check the long-term metrics, but I believe it might even be the tightest daily compression that we've seen in over a year and a half.
I honestly,
So
this
it's going to break
government ha
out one way or
no, no,
another.
well, Bitcoin will break out, and I'm not even
The
worried
rest
about
of
it.
cryptocurrency will do the same. My point being, David, is that it will be attributed to either the passage or non-passage of clarity
It's
on the timeline.
ridiculous at this point that we can't pass bills. Not that I give a fuck about the Clarity Act, but I just know that there's a lot of money that will come into the markets if the Clarity, and that's not from the retail side,
No, it's
but I know
institutions,
that
yeah.
there are a lot of there's a lot of money that can pour in here if the Clarity Act does get passed. More importantly, I want to see regulation. Fuck, I can't even believe I'm saying that, but I'd like to see regulation also get done for Main Street so we understand how to operate here as well. The
Mhm.
fucking SAVE Act, that shit will never get passed because these people apparently don't believe in showing IDs, and you'll always have illegals fucking voting in our elections and deciding the fate of who sits in what office and run the or help run the United States of America. It's just so fucking mind-boggling and weird to just sit back and think that like we Democrats, Republicans, this is not a Republican or a Democratic issue at this point. Like if you're an American, you don't want you want Americans voting in these elections. Like, there's nothing
Yeah.
crazy that I'm saying right now. Americans voting in American elections. What a concept.
Yeah.
Things that they do in other countries. Where it's only like in Russia, it's only Russians vote in Russia, right? It's not just anybody from God knows where can come in and vote or cast a vote. Okay, this is fucking craziness. Anyway, with 2 minutes left here, Landy, nothing's changed, right? Still 30-70, 70-30 on whether
30,
Bitcoin.
70. Yeah, 30% chance that we have a low come in around these areas. That would significantly shift if we see a higher term time frame, close above the 82.5, 82.8 region. But it's specifically a trend break of some sort. That would actually significantly change for me, and shift it to a 70-30, in favor of, a macro low coming in around here. There is no macro low right here structurally for price action. Could it become one? That's where you get the 30-70 from me. 30% chance, yes. 70% chance that there is still more downside left. And we're actually, here's what I'm going to tell you and everyone: be prepared. Bitcoin is coiling up for a large move that might fake out in one direction and try for the other, or just begin trending in said direction. So we are just waiting for resolution of a range right now. And, if you see it closing above, 65.5, we've got a chance at the 68 to 70 and potentially much, much more.
Yeah.
But if we do start closing below, 62.5, you need to see price get picked up quickly, or else the lows and lower are going to be in play. And that's really what it comes down to. It's very, very boring right now. There's not a lot of, unless you are a low term time frame scalper, there's not a lot to do except sit on your hands and go and argue in spaces, apparently, because that's what everybody's doing these days.
Yeah, I'm not interested in arguing with anybody. My energy is literally focused on building. I
Yeah,
keep saying that.
I
and
know.
I think it goes over everybody's heads, but I am literally sitting here, whether it's, obviously I love this show. I love doing this show. Even with Rob yesterday, there was no screaming. We did a good show. It's the first
I
time.
saw.
I was shocked that we were
I saw.
agreeing on multiple topics.
You weren't
But
eating the
then-
microphone. I didn't even see a pink pen.
Yeah, his ping pong was disappearing in the green screen. Kind of
Oh,
thing. So,
that's why I couldn't see it.
yeah,
Okay, so he
yeah,
was still gripping it hard. He was
yeah,
gripping it
he was
and ripping
gripping
it.
it.
Yep.
He was gripping it. He was putting it, and I don't want to get into it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Odd areas. Yeah.
Yeah, hot areas. But
Very.
no, you know what and now I get so many DMs, like people are like, yo, da 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 da. Hey, can you look at? Listen. This is the first time that I actually did it too. Somebody contacts me. They're like, yo, great project. Da 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 da. Can you check it out? I'm like, you can contact GochsteinPR.com. Like, stop contacting me. Like, I don't know how many. And I say this respectfully. I hope everybody fucking does well. I hope everybody wins. I'm out on that. Y'all, and you know why I'm out on that? Y'all did this to yourselves. You know why? Because when I used to go out there and I used to try to participate and say, hey, this I think da 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 da. Y'all drag me through the ground. So no more dragging David. David just talks about the things he really, really, really is into. And most of this shit is gonna be the shit that I'm building. That's it.
Yeah.
GochsteinPR.com for everything else, man. And like, don't get offended. Y'all dragged me. I don't want to be dragged. Okay, I got enough burn marks on me that I don't need that. Okay.
Before I go,
Y'all made me
what
look
I
like
will
Paris.
say-
What was his name? Perez Hilton. Y'all made me look like
Perez
Perez Hilton
Hilton.
out there in the streets. Okay.
God.
I didn't even
Oh,
watch the
God.
video. People told me
Gross.
not to watch the video. I'm usually somebody who watches it. People said, don't watch it, David. It's super disturbing. So whatever it was, because I did see a picture, I didn't see the video. Y'all dragged me like Perez Hilton, man. I look just like him.
Oh,
Okay.
my God.
So I'm sorry.
Well-
GochsteinPR.com.
Yeah,
Keep it
that's
100.
GochsteinPR.com. Everybody go there and email David about getting dragged like Perez Hilton.
Yes.
And then I wanted to say that I actually have now bookmarked this, and it is up as soon as I open my tabs, because it is keeping me up to date much faster than even the timeline in some cases for some of these stories. So, and then tomorrow I will have a guest on my show for the live stream that I do. So
Wow.
my good friend and an excellent analyst and trader, Tony Severino, is going to be joining me. So there's a few folks
Everybody
who know
knows
him.
Tony. Everybody knows Tony. I have
You know
no clue
Tony?
who Tony is, but
You
I'm
don't
sure
know
he's
him, you
good.
should know Tony.
I
Should bring him on
I'm
sometime.
sure. I am an asshole sometimes. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
especially an asshole when it's 12:38 p.m. ET, and
Yeah.
I'm an asshole right now. Okay, that's all.
Well, I mean, I'm a puppet, so and this is, by the way, still cracks me up that I get y'all to talk to a talking puppet. It is my favorite thing in the whole world.
We're gonna have to do something about this. People are asking me why I'm talking to a puppet. You imagine
You
this
do
is
get
my
those
job,
questions, yeah.
right?
Yeah. Look, I did notice that there is fewer and fewer clips now that we actually have people coming on the show, and you're back to talking to people who have,
You know what it is? I
like,
do
real
things on my
faces.
own time. People ask me, why don't I bring on guests? Because sometimes I want to go a month or two with just talking. I just want to
Talking
talk.
to a puppet.
Whether I'm talking to a puppet or I'm talking for an hour and monologuing, I want to talk. But when you bring on guests, you can't really say anything, man. Like, it's just like, hey,
Yeah.
I think that my conversations are good. I don't think they're bad. Actually, I
No,
think
they're
they're
great.
fucking phenomenal. Some people said that me and Clemente are brothers, bro. I started laughing.
Yeah,
as well.
I got that. I saw that fly by in chat yesterday, and he's hilarious.
It's funny.
He's very, very funny. But I could see, like cousins or something, man.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
kind of
Well,
wild.
it's the dark hair, right? The beard, dark hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that you should go and get in one of those sketches.
Nah.
He can
Oh
put
my
you in a
God.
sketch.
I look like everybody. I look like
ribbing.
everybody got me looking like everybody. It's like, oh, David, you and the president of El Salvador, your brothers.
Kayla.
That man, Danny came along. Now Clemente. Who else? Who else am I looking at? Who do I look like now?
I guess you are every guy. You are every guy out there. You are the everyman.
That is a little bit weird, okay?
Yep.
Coming from a puppet whose mouth is moving on my show. You understand? Like, I'm bringing on Sailor, I'm bringing on all these people, and then I have a puppet. I got Charles coming, everybody.
Yeah.
And then, like, here comes this fucking puppet at 12:15.
Yep.
And everybody's like, what is happening? Has David lost his fucking mind? No.
I mean,
I've not lost my mind.
But then I go to my circle of friends and I say, here's a clip of David talking to Michael Saylor. Here's a clip of him talking to Peter Schiff.
Seriously, I'm talking to Peter Schiff. I'm talking to fucking Michael Saylor. I'm talking to Arthur Hayes, whatever.
Yep,
You name them all.
Yep.
Name them all. Scaramucci. All of a sudden, the puppet comes out of nowhere.
Yep. Then just an animated Bitcoin puppet.
This is terrible. We got to talk to the production team. Okay, you got to dox yourself, bro. Like, we can't keep doing this. My mom thinks I'm psychotic now. Like, I'm talking to a puppet.
I mean, it's kind of hilarious, though.
It's not funny. It's not funny.
I get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
This is crazy. Anyway, tune into Landy. Yesterday he had a show. Mondays, Wednesdays, 9 p.m. And then you know how it goes down on Fridays. It's 8 p.m. We'll have a special guest. You said Tom?
Tony.
Tony,
be on the show.
Tony, everybody knows him. Tony will be on. And they'll chop it up. They'll be looking at charts. It's going to be a phenomenal time, right?
Yes, and if you are in the analysis sphere, you know who Tony is. Yeah. So I appreciate you. I mean, people who like to track where price is going and trade and all that.
All right.
Stuff,
if you're into horoscopes, ladies and gentlemen, if you're into palm readings and all that good stuff, you can check out Landy and the TA boys as they get down and they talk about Jupiter and its rising of Mars and Venus.
We are the weathermen of price action.
The weathermen. That's right. That's why we hold you up to the end of the program, not the beginning of the program.
Shout out to those who get those references, by the way. Thank you, David. I always appreciate you having me on the show. I won't keep you any longer. I know you have some phenomenal guests coming up.
Thank you, weatherman.
You're welcome, Mdani. Have a good one, Mayor.
Fuck off. Goodbye. That's Landy. You can tune into him. I already told you when you can tune into him. You know what? I'm not repeating myself. I'm talking to a puppet. I am literally talking to. You have to understand. Like, people think I'm psychotic. I go out with my friends. They watch the show, and they're like, "Bro, why are you talking? You bring on all these guests, and then you're talking to a puppet." We'll be right back after this commercial break. We got a guest coming on. Stay tuned.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. There we go. United States of America representing. Socialism, communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light? Do everything?
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I'm the modern day Tony Stark. We're back. All right. We're back. I love that commercial. I don't give a shit. I'll play that. I would play that commercial the entire show. For the next 2 hours, I'm just gonna have that commercial on loop. But we got guests coming on here. Known as the Crypto Crow, Jason joins us. Jason, how's it going? I got you. Don't worry about it. We got each other, man.
I've got everything set up kind of weird over here. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you. How's everything, man?
It's going. I was actually in a live stream and I realized today is the day that I'm coming on. I was thinking it was the 8th for some reason. I'm terrible with dates. So I'm glad
I saw you live. Like I was, because I have like obviously X open and I see you live. I'm like, I hope Jason knows that he has to come on to the show, man. I'm gonna have to have like my my booking team like contact. But then I seen you in here. I was like, all right, good.
Yeah, I figured it out.
How's everything on your side though? How are the markets looking on your end?
It's going well, and I woke up to a nice rally again on Cardano this morning, so I'm pretty happy about that. I don't know how I'm hoping it holds. We touched 21 cents, got a bit of a pullback, and starting back up again already. I don't understand what's happening exactly, to be honest with you. I'd love to have some like real technical breakdown, but you know, Cardano's up like 23% while everything else in the top 15 is kind of sitting idle or even down. So yeah, it's interesting.
You've been in the Cardano ecosystem for a really long time. You've watched.
I didn't have gray hair when I started.
None of us had gray. I mean, I have a few gray hairs. I've grown here due to the fact that I participated in crypto. I don't think this would have happened if I would have kept my corporate job. But we look at this now. You've been here for a really long time, champion for Cardano and the ecosystem. You're DRAP as well. When you look at everything that's happened with Cardano, especially like recently, why do you think there's so much negative shit that goes out there towards Cardano? And by the way, I'm a big Cardano guy, but I'm just like, from your perspective, why is there so much negative shit that's always pushed towards Cardano?
That's such a big question. I answer it all the time, but there's so many variables to that answer, right? Some of it is change. Okay, I mean, we could break it down. I don't know how long of an answer you want, but to break it down in some of the more simple terms, we have the third generation, or well, actually, like the second generation of tech, right? They do things the old way. A lot of them built their TVL models and their throughput models, everything based on the way banks operate. Like, we want to be like the banks, but we want to do it as a blockchain. And that's cool. But like transactions per second, TVL, yield, all of these things are things that Cardano does, or is at least equipped to do substantially better. And Cardano is like this third generation, with Midnight now entering this fourth generation of technology. And in that, nobody wants to lose market share to the new guy that has spent forever building its systems in a way to be more secure, more competitive, and overall better than the older generations of blockchain. So with that, I think there's a lot of paid narratives. I think there's a lot of paid influencer narratives. I feel like a lot of what's been going on has been one big psyop to suppress the competition, and the tribalism that's been established in the space has helped to carry that psyop through, right? I think that has definitely been a big factor in it. I think having the founder be front and center of every argument in every situation has not necessarily been a good thing. I look at, guys like Vitalik and other chains, I look at them as like they should be kind of in an untouchable ivory tower, not so accessible by the toxic culture around blockchain, right? So that ultimately creates, FUD fuel in some instances. And even if the person is right and the things that they're saying, it's just like I'm seeing it now with my whole, my DREP compensation system, right? And I'm kind of taking the reins over for Charles in some ways, because now a lot of the trolls are coming for me. And I think it's funny. I don't take offense to any of it. I'm just like, troll your troll. Like, it is what it is, right? And it's just like, the more you try to do good things for the ecosystem to help make sure everyone is taken care of, it just creates more food for the trolls. So that is another side of it. And now we're seeing, with Ethereum and some of these other chains, like, looks like we can't beat the fact that Cardano is not going anywhere. It's continuing to build. And not only does it have these infrastructures in place that are very competitive with the way we've done things, they're getting bigger, they're getting better. And a lot of the old school metrics that we've favored and built these psyops around, well, now they're going to start coming for those as well. So let's be more like them. Let's start adopting their technology instead of continuing to put all this money into thwarting it and telling everybody it's bad and it's not going well. And so now it's like, if you can't beat them, join them. That's just kind of one side of the equation. But there's so many different reasons, but the majority of it to me feels like bullshit, period.
I read a lot of the posts that are put out there that are anti-Cardano. And I don't want this show to be, I don't want this segment to be anti-Cardano. We'll get to the positives. Mm-hmm. But when I read the stuff that's pushed out there, I feel like most of it is, for the most part, these people have no idea what Cardano even is or how it operates.
Right.
Because I've asked one person while they were doing it, like, hey, because they came at me. I love trolls. I love being trolled too. Like, as much as people love followers and fans, I love trolls. So I was like, I engaged with one of them and I was like, well, then tell me about the ecosystem and why do you hate it so much? Silence. So I feel like a lot of these people are going into spaces, whether it's X Spaces, whether it's a video that they're seeing on YouTube where, it's anti-Cardano. They're not really saying much. It's just like, Cardano's bad. And that's it. And they can't, and they don't know why it's bad.
What does it remind you of?
I don't really know. A lot of things. I've been
politics.
Here for so long.
Same thing. Why is this person so bad?
True.
Because I was programmed to think he was.
Yeah,
in my opinion, not everything that's been going on has been great.
Out there, though. Like, you say that Charles should be like kind of like Vitalik and like, There's a lot of people that, Chainlink. You don't see Sergey coming out here and talking much. One or two tweets. But I actually like that Charles is out here. Like, I do
too. I'm not saying he shouldn't be doing it. I'm just stating the fact that by him doing it, it opens the floodgates for, because here's the thing. It's happened to me since day one. When you have people, hate only comes from the bottom, right?
Yeah.
So when you have people that watch you grow or do big things or whatever, whether they're jealous or they're envious in any way, you have your supporters who understand what you're doing and why, or what you're saying and why. And then you have the people that just want to nail you down, or you have people that want to engagement farm off of your name. And so I've made this example many times. I've had people that have trolled me on X or elsewhere, and I'll just laugh at whatever they say because sometimes it's just funny. Like, it's bullshit and crazy, but it's funny. And then their response will be, I'm just messing with you, Crow. I just wanted to see if you'd respond. Some people just want to feel like they're within reach of people they view as very important.
Right.
And sometimes the only way to do that is through negative sentiment, because it's the only thing we all pay attention to.
It's
So
funny
the
because
more you
anybody
feel
who's
that-
negative, sometimes people will say like the wickedest shit towards my way, and then I'll reply to them and I'll say, "What's wrong?" They're like, "Oh, you replied to me." I'm like, "Yeah, what's wrong? Like you're going ape shit up. You don't even know me. What's happening?"
Right.
Like,
It's
"Oh
true.
no, I just wanted to get your attention." I'm
100%.
like, "Well, you got it now. So what's up?" And
You
it becomes
got it.
like, I mean, like it becomes a conversation, and I agree with you. It's like, people know like hateful comments will get somebody's attention. You know what? I feel like Charles. Obviously, I have had him on the show for 3 years now. We have a relationship. We talk. I feel like because he's not PC, he just says what he feels. It really, I think it's a good thing, and yeah, I can see how it can be a bad thing. But don't you want the person that is dev and continues to come out here day in day out, telling you the fucking truth, how he feels? I want that. I don't want PC talk. I don't want to be comforted with a lie. Tell me what it is.
Right.
I want that.
But some people can't handle the truth. And those are the people that have the biggest problems with Charles. And even if it's not truth in like universal truth, it's the truth as he sees it. And he wears it on his sleeve the same way I do. I speak my mind. I don't really pull punches. It is what it is. I call it as I see it, which resonates a lot with the people that follow my channel. I'm not here for clout. I don't do any of the bullshit. I'm no flash and trash. I'm just an old graying dude on the internet, right? And when I look at what Charles says and does, when I look at what he says, I value the words that come out of the man's mouth. And when he talks, I listen because he's lost more than most people in everything he's put into building Cardano and now Midnight, right? I mean, he's openly stated how much he's lost since the market turned against all of us and we were all caught off guard. Rather than him sit around on the internet bitching and flaming everybody constantly, which he does do some of that. We all do, right? Yeah. Let's be real about it. But he's not blaming everybody for everything. The market turned against us. We all got fooled. This whole transition from with the institutions taking over a lot of this stuff and shaking out all of the retail, because we're all so thin-skinned. We're all so sensitive, while at the same time our egos are so inflated because we all think we're geniuses. And the institutions came in and said, you're an idiot. And I'm going to show you why you're an idiot, right? But nobody's lost more money, really, than Charles has. So what does he do? He gets back to the keyboard, he gets back to work, and he starts grinding on everything that's going to make things better again. And when he's doing that and he's out in the public eye and he's explaining, listen, you degenerate D-reps, if you guys pass this, that, and this, everything will start to improve. But if I've pissed you off and you're letting your personal feelings towards me reflect on what you do as a D-rep and the overall benefit of all of the other D-reps and the bag holders and everyone else, then you're screwing yourself. And he's been able to come back and say multiple times, had you listened here, this would have been the result. This is where we'd be, but we're not there. So stop blaming me. And I agree with him, right? But he does it in this way that is very if he were a gay man, I would see him snapping his fingers. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's that kind of air that he puts off that sparks people sometimes. But when you're right, it is what it is.
He doesn't have bedside manner, and I'm okay with
Bedside
that.
manner. There you
Yeah,
go.
there's none. He's gonna tell you. He's gonna punch you straight in your mouth.
Yeah.
But when hey, it is what it is. What do you think branding for Cardano is a big problem? And what I mean by that is, I think there are a lot of really good, and I hate using the word KOL or influencer in this space.
Mhm.
It's I don't know what this space did to those two labels, but it makes me cringe every single time I say that. But people who are well known, I guess, I'll say it that way. People who are well known educators. It seems like when I read about Cardano and this topic, some of the D reps go, well, if you like Cardano, then you'll talk about it. We shouldn't pay you.
Mhm.
And I think that's the wrong way to go about it. If you have people that have been die-hard, valuable creators creating content and explaining Cardano, reporting on the news, etc., they should be compensated.
Mhm.
Like I can name them all. Angry Crypto Show. Like there's so many that have done a really good job. You don't just say, "Hey, you just do it because you love Cardano." These people are. This is their jobs now. Like they're out here 24/7. You want them to spread the gospel of, "Hey, Cardano's a great ecosystem. Here's why," and they break it down in layman's terms. They don't listen. Nobody comes here to learn about code. And that's just the truth. Your friends are not coming in here brand new. Oh, tell me more about Solidity and tell me more about Python. No, nobody's coming here to learn code. If we can break it down and have people that can break it down yourself, others, it makes sense to go ahead and kind of reward them, incentivize them. Otherwise, there's no incentive and they look elsewhere. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I think here and there, I'll change my perspective a little
There
bit.
you
My
go.
giant chair. Center
Perspective
myself.
has changed now. Now he's dominating the screen.
Oh
I
yeah.
felt,
Well,
I felt big. I felt big
Um,
for a second.
I'm like leaning in, right? It looks a little weird. So marketing has obviously been a real big factor for me for a long time, and it's not something we've ever really budgeted money for because some of the founding entities were in charge of. They were supposed to be doing a lot of that, and I think in doing that they would have reduced. I'm assuming, okay, I don't know anything for a fact, but I'm assuming that they have a bigger interest in maintaining their level of voting power to make decisions, and they don't want to use any of that voting power for actually benefiting the ecosystem. That's just what I've seen. And we've seen it all happen to an incredibly dramatic close for Emergo. And there are things that I see out of the Cardano Foundation as well that I'm still like, what are you doing? Right. The other side to that is, I used to be a fight promoter. I used to have a record label back in the day. I've done a lot of marketing in different industries and understand a lot more about how a lot of it works. To me, marketing isn't putting Cardano's logo on a soccer jersey, right? That does nothing for anyone. But the other side of marketing is building and pay. Like honestly, and I shit on them all the time. I am absolutely not a Solana fan whatsoever. But they are kings of crypto marketing. I'm just going to be real about it because marketing goes beyond just branding, as you say. Marketing is about sometimes paying to seed relationships that you expect to potentially grow outside of the initial phases of that seed, right? And sometimes you have to pay for those relationships to get them watered and to get them going. We don't really do much of that. And on top of that, sometimes it is helping the builders and helping the apps and dApps and things with the budgets they need to capture new interest outside of our ecosystem sphere. That is marketing. We don't attribute any money to any of that. It's all about build, but there's nothing that says, hey, we just put this money into finding the cure for a disease. Now here's some money to start telling people about it. Go save some lives. And, when I see a lot of the stuff related to influencers and D-reps, it seems to me like the biggest people who have a problem with my D-rep compensation, it's a lot of builders that are mad about it because they don't want to have to pay another bill. And I get that. They don't want to have to pay to get the grants that they want to build and make their dreams come true, especially if it's not some of them are saying, oh, well, if you can't sell votes. Nobody's selling votes. That's a completely different topic. But the point is it seems like a lot of these folks have a problem with money going outside of them, right? And they're so used to, a lot of them have grown entitled because so many people have been turning the wheels and gears of this machine for nothing out of passion. And at a time when Cardano was $2, $1.50, $3, whatever, we could all afford to do that without thinking about it because we're all bag holders.
Yeah.
But now that we've all been hurt by the downfall, the downturn of the markets, and this isn't about just, I'm a greedy pig and I need to do this. It's like, if you want me around to survive where we're all in, we have to start monetizing things that matter. And that's just the way it is, period. So yeah, marketing is also making sure that the influencers are taken care of so that they can afford to maintain their roles in sending the message and attracting new people and so forth and so on down the chain.
Especially the ones that actually care about the ecosystem. Those are particularly the ones that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about somebody that sees a payday, and I'm talking about the ones that
have, see who those people are. Some of them have crashed out already.
You already know. Like, to me, it's like the ones that have been within the ecosystem, understand it, know how to break it down, have passion for it. You reward them type of people versus anybody who's in here for 2 seconds and goes on the timeline and says, yeah, Cardano, it's great, goodbye. Like that's not what you're looking for.
Right.
Speaking of the ecosystem, Midnight, I have been stating that I believe that Midnight will bring more eyes onto Cardano. I see there's a lot of fighting on, again, very vocal. Cardano's a very vocal, and that's why a lot of people who hate Cardano will still use Cardano, the word Cardano, and will use the ticker to go ahead and get engagement because they know what comes with that.
100%.
That's so funny. For a shitty ecosystem, as some would call it, they
still
use
chain.
Yeah, right.
Pays a lot of people's bills for it to be a zombie chain.
Yeah, Elon gives them like a few dollars here and there just to go ahead and get their posts active and stuff. But here comes Midnight. Midnight sponsors the show, so sponsored by Midnight. But regardless if they did or didn't, here's Midnight, who I believe will bring massive attention to Cardano's ecosystem. It's a benefit to Cardano. It's not something that's going to take away anything from Cardano. I think it's absolutely
polar opposite.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like giving Cardano steroids, in my opinion.
There you go. Like, I've talked about this on Spaces. I've talked about this on the show. I'm like, you should be thrilled that here you have Charles that has, and you said this earlier, he's losing more money to create something that will put, not only it solves a privacy issue, but it's putting more eyes on Cardano and that entire ecosystem. You should be saying, I'm not saying kiss his feet and say thank you. I'm just saying thank you for working and continuing to work, because he don't have to.
He doesn't have to.
What do you think about Midnight? And what do you think?
Yeah, I'll tell you a funny story real quick. So I have 2 cats. Yeah. One is Cardano, because I named him after Cardano, right? When we got him. Then my wife wanted another one. So we got a black, we have 2 Maine Coons. We got this black Maine Coon. We named her Midnight. This was long before Midnight was ever a chain, before it was ever even a word. And lo and behold, they announced Midnight is coming. I'm like, wait a minute. We have Cardano and Midnight. It just seemed like fate to me. So, and that's fact. I don't see a lot of negative sentiment around Midnight. I'm not sure what you see.
No, it's not about Midnight. It's about, oh my God, if he only paid attention to Cardano like he does with Midnight, and that's
Midnight's not decentralized, and it doesn't have a bunch of degenerates on ego trips soapboxing on the internet for clout and engagement. That's the difference. So it's like, Midnight. I always look at Cardano and now Midnight as Charles's children. And I know it's a really weird analogy, but I think that's why he defends them so adamantly. He's so vocal about them. It's like, if I take my kid in public and you tell my kid he's ugly, I'm punching you in the mouth, right? And it's just like, I feel like that's kind of how Charles looks at these things, because these are his kids. He raises them. He feeds them, clothes them. He does everything possible to make sure that they can come up in the world, right? And then he has all these trolls that are always shitting on them. Your kids are ugly. Oh, your kid's got a Twitch, What's with the hair lip, right? And he's like, you know what? Let's go to blows. Midnight is effectively, like I said, it's like steroids to Cardano. It settles on Cardano. A lot of its functionality is ultimately going to extend Cardano's value as a layer one. And, you know, but it's also something that Charles can control directly without having to worry about whether or not he pissed this D rep off last Wednesday because he said his hair was too light and now this ego is bruised. And so he's going to spend all of his waking days churning and burning bullshit about Charles. He doesn't have to deal with any of that when it comes to Midnight. So when you have, and all of the things that Charles tries to do for Cardano and guiding people and saying, listen, you guys need this. You want to vote for this. Here's why. And then they all go against him. And then, you know, the outcome works as it's been explained it would. And then they're all like, oh, but it's your fault, Charles. He's like, no. With Midnight, I control this world. This is where I get to make the decisions on what I know is going to benefit the ecosystem and its holders and its use cases, etc. I don't have to rely on all of these other people. And I think that in itself is going to be a big boon. I think that the governance system for Cardano was kicked out way too early, personally. I'm the 5th largest D-rep in the ecosystem, and I really shouldn't be. Like, in the sense that I don't really feel like any of us should be as powerful as we are in the governance system. This should have been something that happened long after, like, Leos has launched, Hydra has established itself, and we have a completely solid ecosystem moving forward, and we're making more decisions about, like, the little things, like, personally. But with Midnight, we don't have to worry about any of that. So, and on top of that, Midnight introduces new technologies that have not ever been seen or used before, really, in the crypto space. And I personally, I'm past this bullshit about TVL and transactions per second and all these old school arguments. I'm more about how are we going to build an identity layer that utilizes Midnight's strengths across the globe? Because it's a necessity. As with AI, as it continues to expand and more people start using it, and everybody's out there on the internet being more and more disconnected, being exposed to more AI slop bullshit, and they can't tell what's what. We need a layer to the internet that distinguishes AI from human beings, bots to human beings. Like, who are the real people still around? And I think that is the primary use case Cardano should be effectively trying to capitalize on and build its use case and performance and everything else around. Because, I mean, hell, what do we got? Maybe a year or two left until everything blows up because nothing is fucking real anymore.
I agree. I do double takes. I'm not sure of what I'm seeing online anymore. Like, I really, I scroll through the timeline and I'm like, is this real or not? And you got to do double takes and you got to really look. Maybe you have to ask Brock. I mean, it's crazy. It really is crazy now. Last question, and I appreciate you for coming on. Your fan base is exploding here on TikTok. I'm looking on TikTok comments.
Oh, I didn't even know I had a fan base on TikTok.
I didn't either. I didn't even know I had one. I know there's a corny ass question, but you are the rep 5th largest. Where do you see Cardano in terms of adoption? In the next 2 to 4 years, where do you see Cardano competing?
In 2017, when I put out my first Cardano video, and I was the first YouTuber to do a video on Cardano, and I asked Grok because I was like kind of, there was like an ego trip, you know, like, am I the first? But I actually read through a bunch of shit I didn't understand right back then, and one of the biggest things for me was about Cardano's path to interoperability, because while all these other chains we're the best because of, we're going to change the world because of this and that, they all said the same shit. Cardano was different. And when I look at Cardano and what Charles has designed and the usage that it's presenting to people, I'm not one that looks at Cardano and says Cardano is going to win, because I feel like Cardano wins through its interoperability and functionality, as in the ways that it's trying to. The way it's trying to introduce smart contract functionality to other chains that don't have it. introducing this function to Bitcoin, to XRP, to any of these other chains that don't have it now. That is where I see Cardano winning. And where do I see it in the next 2 to 4 years? I hope to see our DREP situation get more resolved. I hope to see significant plans for our marketing, right? So that we can start really showcasing the functionality that has been designed with security and all of these things that, while all of these apps and layer 2s and EVMs and all this should just continue to get hacked and bled out, and Cardano kind of sits and chills, smoking a cigar, waiting for someone to recognize them, right? Like that's kind of where I see us going. At some point, a lot of the things that have been designed, especially after Leos and then Hydra adding that other layer on top of it, I think it becomes undeniable at that point. When all of the other chains are trying to emulate what Cardano has spent 10 years doing, all the other chains should hopefully take a look and say, you know what, we could either continue battling with them or we could start finally working together with them. The fact that Charles launched Midnight with this airdrop cross chain to demonstrate we're here as a bridge. We don't need the tribalism. We don't need all of the bullshit. I'm here. We're here. We want to work together with everyone. I think the day that that actually happens will be the day we all start winning in unison against the machines that are currently trying to hold back everything, including Clarity. So that's what I'm at least hoping for.
I like that. And you said something in terms of, D-reps, getting their shit together when it comes to branding and marketing. I remember Charles saying something about Solana when Solana got their deal with SBI, who obviously XRP works with them, and now Solana. He said it could have been us if we had our shit together. We have a treasury, we have all this stuff. We could have got this partnership. So I feel his pain. I really do feel it's like we have everything that we need. It's up to you guys to go ahead and get it.
Right.
Go get it. Like it's right there out. So, I love to bring you back on in a month or two to chat it up, to see where we are. Obviously, I think we have bullish sentiment that is back. Obviously, bears are still on the charts, but as my good friend said, I think in about 3 to 5 months, we'll be flipping bullish all around, and should be good to see what Cardano does.
I'm excited for it. I like I always say, it can't rain all the time, and it'll turn around here soon. And once it does, I think a lot of the struggle and the infighting and the drama, I think a lot of that will subside once number starts going up and giving some people some relief on that tea kettle that's been just steaming now for 8 months. So yeah, I think things will turn around and people will find their place.
Some people, it's numbers. I'd like to see Cardano really just prove everybody the fuck wrong.
It's already begun.
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate you. Crypto Crow, everybody. Give him a round of applause. You got an audience on TikTok. Might want to
start being active on there again.
You might have to do the renegade on there, some sort of dance.
My wife and I have a video on there. It went like 32 million views, man. Like I just need to bring my wife on my channel and then we can blow it up.
There you go. Appreciate you for coming on. And again, hopefully you can come on the show in the next few months and we can chat it up. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Guys, you can check Crypto Crow out. I have it on my timeline. You can go ahead and give him a follow. Cool cat. First of all, he said he was in the music industry. I feel like he was a bouncer. Okay, like I feel like I dare one of you motherfuckers to really talk to him in real life. Oh my goodness. A lot of people are DMing me. Yo, you had Crypto Crow on. I love that guy. Good. Should tune into him more often. You can see the passion that he has. I love a lot of the Cardano guys. They got so much fucking passion. Like, and they know the product better than, I say this to Charles a lot. They know the product better than you. And he laughs. But that's what you want. We need the ecosystem. Seriously, you need the ecosystem to. He said something. He was like, oh, we're building. A lot of the D-reps building. And then the outside part, you need to brand build outside the ecosystem. You really do. But give it to the people that have been that really love Cardano. And I yes, I get it. 1 or 2 or 3 people you'll have to make a deal with that don't know anything about Cardano, but maybe they can just present Cardano in a way that people understand. Because right now you got normies coming in, they're new to crypto, and all they're going on is based on what they hear in Bitcoin maxi chats. And trust me, I go there and I listen to the shit that they say. They have no clue. They don't even know how to explain Bitcoin, and yet they want to tell you about different ecosystems. Trust me, I battled them in Clubhouse, Bitcoin talk forums, spaces. Anyway, we'll be right back after this commercial break. We got this security expert coming on. We'll talk about Cold Card and what's going on. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We'll talk about how he's delayed coming onto the show. This is 4th or 5th appearance of some shit. We're going to talk everything. We're going to talk about everything. We'll be right back with this commercial break. Sponsored by Midnight.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. There we go. United States of America representing. Socialism, communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light? Do everything?
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I'm the modern day Tony Stark. Yeah, the great one. The great one. Ain't nobody got energy like me. I don't want to even fucking hear it. Boring ass shows. Respectfully. Oh, I'm so bad, bro. I'm so bad. I'm so fucking bad. But you know who's even worse? The guy that I'm gonna bring on. This guy, I'm trying to bring him on. There's a big exploit happening. I'm trying to bring him on. He's pushing me off, okay? Because he's smelling robotic dog ass like Vitalik. Let's just bring him on here. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael K. Hey, Mike. Michael K. What's going on?
What is going on? Can I just say one thing? The quality.
Nah. No excuses, bro.
No, listen. No, it's no excuse. The quality of your show, the quality of your appearance, the suit and everything, it just gets better and better every time I'm on here. Like I feel like I'm watching an actual TV show, which is amazing. So shout out to you.
So we're like Temu right now. Are we still on the Temu?
No, you
like,
were
what?
Temu.
That is a backhanded compliment. What is going on?
You're getting better, David. You're getting better. That's what I'm saying.
Wow. You hear this shit, chat? I wish TikTok was able to chat with everybody. I wish there was a lot of fights going on in the chat. Like we got people on here. We got they need to connect this shit. Restream, what the fuck you doing? Anyway, thank you very much for joining us, Michael K. Okay, Michael K is from MetaMask. Let's give him a round of applause, MetaMask.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
To be also, if you guys are just tuning in for the first time, Michael K, he's really good at security. He's been really loud about people taking care of their assets and not being nonchalant about them. I've watched this youngster go from room to room to room, screaming at the top of his lungs, guys, stop clicking links. And this is when he was with Trust Guard, right?
Wallet
did I get that right?
Guard.
Wallet, my bad. Shit. Why did I say that?
What's happening? What's happening over there, David? Let's talk about you.
You know what? I don't know why I said guard. You know what? I thought about something completely. I'm sorry.
All
okay.
Good. All good.
I'm sorry. I meant what I just said, though. I purposely fucking said that to get on your nerves. I didn't actually, but take it as I purposely did. Anyway, you're with MetaMask. You're big time. You're hard to get a hold of. You need maybe an EA, okay, to go ahead and allow me to get you onto the show. But all right, seriously, diving in, exploit that happened with Cold Card. What the fuck, bro? Like, did they not have enough time as an organization to look into, especially with AI being so prevalent here? People are using it. Hackers are using it, right? Hackers are already great. And now they have AI at their fucking disposal. So it's like, why weren't you running simulations on your shit? And I'm not just talking about them, everybody. Why aren't you running some sort of simulations to try to see if you have anything, any openings where shit like this can happen? Why, Mike? Why isn't enough money dedicated to security?
Well, that's a loaded question, to be honest with you. I think one thing is, in the situation that just happened with the hardware wallet Cold Card, right? Like, it's hard to like point a finger specifically, but the issue is that when I saw this being broadcasted on Twitter and all these news agencies picking it up and stuff, misinformation is one of the largest problems here, because people take a narrative and they run with it, and it's just purely for engagement. And I'm a favor of like understanding like what actually happened, what were the steps to get it to this point. And I think a lot of people didn't realize within the first day that it was happening that it wasn't like Bitcoin is over and Bitcoin's insecure, right? Like, a lot of people were pushing this narrative like, oh, hardware wallets can get hacked and cracked and whatever the case is. So if you take a step back and say to yourself, what was the actual cause of the issue? And could it even have been remedied? And how did we get to this point? So I don't want to sit here and point fingers at anybody, because security starts to become a very touchy subject. But I do agree with you. A lot of companies, and again, I'm not naming a certain company at all. I'm talking about projects, dApps, companies, Web 2, Web 3, whatever the case is. Security is the last thing on people's minds. And time again, it's only a topic of discussion when something goes wrong. There's no preemptive maintenance when it comes to thinking about security, especially when you're onboarding people into crypto. You're not telling them about security. You're telling them about 100x, right? That's what people care about, is money. So it's an unfortunate situation. I believe over $100 million of Bitcoin was stolen from people's wallets. Even if you spin up a fresh wallet right now on their hardware wallet, I believe all keys have been cracked. So like, your funds are immediately moved out, which is an unfortunate thing, because if you take it back to 5 years ago and say, hey, I was told to get a hardware wallet, to never keep my keys online, to keep it completely offline, no digital trace, no copy, and you confidently purchased this device and stored it somewhere safe, and one day you wake up and everything is gone. I mean, think about what your sentiment about crypto overall is going to be at that point. But this is why, again, education is so important. We have to figure out what exactly caused it to happen. And at this point, we know. The way that those keys were being generated, just trying to use layman terminology here, was basically, instead of it being 30 dies being rolled at the same time and randomly being chosen, it was like a single die being thrown, right? And it's like for someone that's trying to exploit that to find those keys, the amount of resources and processing power and compute that they need to break those keys is significantly less than other entropy methods, other ways to randomize the keys that you're being handed. So it is unfortunate. I think this is also a moment for the crypto space to take a step back and say, hey, just because we think something is secure, even if we do keep it offline or whatever the case is, there's a million variables involved that someone might not even think about at that moment in time. So we can do everything in our power to be as 100% secure as possible, but nothing at the end of the day clearly is 100%.
Why would anybody want to come into, no, and this is a serious question, no sarcasm. Why would anybody want to come into crypto now? Like if I'm just a normie, I have money. I don't have to have multiple, I don't have to be a multimillionaire. I can just have a good amount of money. I hear about crypto. Here's the thing. I do everything right. I get a cold wallet. I'm told get a cold wallet. I get everything. And then I wake up and my money's gone.
Yeah. And look,
Like,
this is not
and all I'm getting is like people saying, hey, I read this on the timeline. It's an unfortunate incident, but like, you know what? You'll make it back. Well, I don't want to hear that. Mike, do you understand what, like, you have money, you're told to go into crypto because this is where you should be to escape the centralized world, Here's the story, right? You come in, you buy Bitcoin, you put it on a cold wallet, you do everything that you're supposed to do. Somebody fucking finds an exploit, takes your money, and you're set, and all that said is, don't worry. You know, you lost $1.6 million, but somehow, some way, you know, if you keep working and you keep grinding, you'll make it back. Mike, nobody's coming here.
No, well, here, let's slow down, Dave. Like this is a good point you're bringing up. I'm happy that mass adoption didn't happen very quickly. I'm happy that, you know, an extra 10% of the population is not here yet, because it gives time for us to build out the security layers, the privacy layers, and understand, especially with AI bringing this unknown factor to the table, how we can adapt to this and make it so that eventually at the wallet level, even if you try to mess up, you can't mess up. So mass adoption taking place in an extended period of time is good, because UX and UI and the user friction has to be eliminated. And I think what we're doing at MetaMask specifically towards eliminating that user friction, number one, acquiring WalletGuard made it so that that tech natively is inside of your wallet, so you don't need a separate extension or a separate application. Number two, acquiring a service like Web3 Auth brings seedless onboarding to the table, so users don't need to, you know, even know what a private key or a seed phrase is. So building out these layers starts to get to the point where the wallet becomes the operating system. And I think that one of the problems here with hardware wallets, it's not necessarily a problem, because depending on your use of it, but most people are constantly tapping in to use their hardware wallet, whether it's to make a claim. They're not using it as true cold storage. And the most unfortunate thing about this whole situation is that people who thought they were using it for purely cold storage ended up getting their assets drained. Now, what's important about this fact is that, like I said, that first day of seeing all that news on the timeline and people saying, oh, crypto's over, you know, you can hack hardware wallets now. It was important to understand why exactly it happened. And I think now we're way past that. So look, I think it's with time. I think it's with different types of tech that'll make it so that even if you try to mess up as a user, you can't mess up. And there's also other solutions in place. For example, crypto insurance policies, Fairside, transaction simulation protection. You know, we do have a couple of different elements of these inside of our wallet as well. So I don't think it's a matter of easily just saying, oh, you'll make it back. I mean, that's a really bold statement to someone that just wants.
But Michael, my thing is, this should have been done. Like, I get the adoption thing. Like, I get that. Like, I'm with you 100%. But at this point, we should have had this nailed in. This is where you allow the institutions to come in and say, you know what? Here's two things that happen, Mike. You have the anti-crypto gang out there in Washington, led by Senator Warren, who has no clue about crypto. Okay, she's leading that charge. And then you have the institutions, right? The institutions are going to come in and say, "Hold up, guys, we have the solution. And they know how to make a product. They'll pay the best to make a product, and they'll make sure it's airtight. Here we are. We've built this place. Whether you have a show, whether you're commentating, whether you're whatever it is, developing, innovating, we built this space. But I feel like for a few years we've sat back. Not you, but a lot of people have just sat back and said, "Okay, we have a great product. Now what?"
Well, the problem I have with your statement about, I mean, it seems like you're talking about Web 2 or traditional systems being airtight. I don't believe that at all. I think
no, but it's the perception,
right?
It's like, we're going to take this, we'll make it better. Don't worry, and you could trust us because we have insurance. Like, if you don't have to worry if something happens, we got you. You don't have that here. Like, the people that lost their Bitcoin and that got drained, they got an attaboy. Don't worry about it. You'll make it back. There's no insurance. They're not covered.
Yeah.
Like that's my whole point. We had over a decade, Mike, to get this right. And you're an innovator. We have so many people that know what the fuck they're doing. I'm not blaming this on you. I'm blaming the people I'm blaming the actual company not investing more than 5% into security. That's what I'm really like. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say. You know, I assume that their goal, right, and their advertising, their pitch was a secure cold storage. And when you don't have the ability to really like understand, like, okay, did their roadmap include this? Was it something that because AI got introduced into the mix, they started looking at, hey, why don't we test it against these AI protocols? It's scary, by the way, what's happening. I'll give you some numbers here. We provide a repo publicly. MetaMask provides this phishing detect repo where we block wallet drainers. We work with a bunch of other companies like Chain Patrol and Blockade to kind of build this security heuristic that blocks websites that are malicious. I mean, we're going from maybe 4,000 to 5,000 domains blocked daily, like investment scams and wallet drainers. I'm talking thousands of websites per day being blocked to now tens of thousands.
That's crazy.
Because AI is just pumping this shit out, right? Like there's like zero human input once you have the script set up and the agent set up and all these different elements to it. But this is why I've kind of like default back to, you know, the security stack that we have. I mean, it's a 10-year-old hardened code base at this point. And it's not a team of like 20 people. I mean, there's 600 people that work in this company at every angle of crypto and Web3 that it is a constant evolution. It's a constant process. There's a weight on our back, right? Because we have like, we're protecting like tens of millions of people's wallets that tap into it every single month. So staying ahead of the game is very important. I think also, like hacker competitions and people calling out exploits and staying on top of that is also important. I saw some posts stating that people had actually found that exploit existed, that the entropy was low, and they weren't, I mean, again, I can't quote this, but this is what I saw.
No, it was out there. I know what you're talking about.
Right. So if it's out there and you're not acting on it, I mean, you're going to get to a point where the person that's a white hat is not necessarily going to do anything malicious, but because it exists and it's pointed out, someone is going to take advantage of it.
It's just, you know what it is? It's like we have I really do believe we have a great space. But now you have conversations and people don't feel safe. They don't feel safe with their cold wallets, and they don't feel safe with hot wallets. Like it's not because the hot wallet's bad. It's just that right now with everything that's happening, like, could this happen to me? Like, you know, and that's something that like we shouldn't be in this place. I really believe that. Like, Mike, if you have access to Claude and whatever the latest fucking AI tool is out there, you have access to this. Companies should be using it to find parts that could be exploited.
100%.
So that's really my thing. It's like, instead of sitting, I know, and I don't speak of, this is not directed at you. I know how you are, but you have companies that are just like, hey, you know what? This how I feel. It's the perception, right? It's just like, yeah, we have a back door. Yeah, we might have an exploit. We'll look into it. It's kind of like lackadaisical, man. It's not fair. How do what's going to happen? I'm telling you, Mike, you're gonna have people that have good wealth to them. They're not going to come in here and get a wallet. They're going to go call Morgan Stanley or JP, whoever, BlackRock, and say, get me Bitcoin.
Right.
That's what's going to happen.
That's why, David, education, as you know, is one of the most important and the most valuable things, right? Because if people understand the difference between actually self-custody and then leaving a centralized institution to handle it for you, there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
Period. Right. Like we saw what happened with FTX. We saw what happened with a lot of, just this year alone, how many protocols have been exploited? And that's outside of the user's control, 100% outside of the user's control. So, I really bring it back to and say to myself, like, the amount of people getting scammed in both Web 2 and Web 3 is pretty much the same amount. Think about how many people that are friends and family members that did get scammed by a fake person calling from Microsoft or the IRS or a fake Amazon email or a password reset link. None of those have to do with crypto, but they affect your crypto assets, right? It might not even be a wallet drainer. It could be malware, social engineering, a phishing scam. None of those have to do intrinsically with contracts, smart contracts or on-chain activity, but it could affect your crypto assets. So yeah, I'm at the point where the wallet becomes the operating system, and it should be in such a way where even if the user is trying to mess up, they can't, because there is no support number, as you know. Like, this is the perfect scenario. People come into crypto because they hear their friends talking about it. They set up their wallet. Hopefully they don't go to a scam link at that point. And then it gets to a point where something goes wrong and they think someone can help them. So they go and search for a support number or whatever the case. There is no support number here, right?
Exactly.
There's nobody to call. So, it starts to create this like pathway of companies that can be introduced into the crypto space, like insurance providers, like Web3 Auth, right? Like all these security providers. And we start to create our own economy. That's exactly what we're doing. Like, this is something that 10 years ago, the governments didn't agree that crypto was real currency. The stock market didn't agree, but look at us now. We got BlackRock, we got ETFs, we got governments building Bitcoin reserve holdings. Clearly there's a way to do this correctly, but it's just a matter of understanding what you're interacting with, what you're facing with. And also, this is one of the most important things that I always tell people: don't keep your eggs in one basket. This applies for both Web 2 and Web 3. Don't have a single password for everything. Right? Don't have a single email address for everything, because obviously, like, you have a bunch of high tier websites and you have scam bullshit shopping websites, right? Like, you don't want to keep everything in one place. It's the same concept with your crypto wallet. If you kept everything on a single cold storage, what's going to end up happening when something gets exploited that no one even thought of?
I think you're going to have, and you said insurance, and I've talked about this also, you're going to need to have insurance. You're going to need to have insurance with all these wallets. At some point, for people to feel safe, you can build, here's the thing. You can build the safest wallet in the world. But if a person isn't confident, they might not ever use it. That's my thing.
Right.
And again, you have these institutions that are like, don't worry, we can do this for you. You don't have to worry about anything, and you're insured. So why would I go here when there is no insurance?
Well,
when
I can just go there, because what we do, we've actually introduced this a few months ago. You get up to $10,000 per transaction in coverage with MetaMask transaction. We have like this protection plan that you can sign up for. But the concept here is that you want people to feel confident clicking confirm, right? You want people to understand that if something goes wrong, you're covered. And I think it's the same thing with Web 2 and PCs and antiviruses. McAfee and AVG and all these other antiviruses, they're garbage. Like, their detection rate is terrible.
Again, I can argue, Mike. I can argue this.
People pay to feel safe. People pay to feel safe.
No, but I agree with you. But then I can say when we talk about Web 2, right? We can talk about Web 2 and viruses and like malware getting onto your computer. Okay, they go into my bank account, right? Like hypothetically speaking, that happens. I'm insured, right? If we're talking about Web3,
Technically, that's actually a very gray area. If
but you
you
get it. Like
ruin-
I have a chance to call somebody, right, and say, look, this is what happened. There's and we're supposed to be permissionless. So like I understand that other standpoint, right? But if I have an opportunity, and here's the biggest thing, the biggest. You know me. I want you using the products that we've created here. I don't want anybody going to the institutional players and not having
Right.
physical crypto or physical Bitcoin. My whole thing is let's get this shit done here.
Right.
That's my, and I'm only passionate and angry about, I don't want to say angry. I'm just passionate about this topic because if you do things the right way, if you do everything that's been told to you here, this is the way you're supposed to do this.
Yeah.
You make sure that it's not connected here, and you've done that, and then you get this in return. That's fucked up. How many people were on vacation getting drained?
How many people haven't opened their wallet yet? This is going to be something for months. Okay.
And then you know who uses this? The people that hate crypto. Look what happened. Look at them. You can't tell me this is secure. People have lost millions of dollars. Like I mentioned, $100 million. People have lost 100 million. Can you believe that? And you guys want to go ahead and have this open market system? We believe we need to protect investors from crypto. That'll be the language that they use. That's why it's frustrating. It's like, yo, I believe we have some of the best technology here. We have some of the best innovators here. We have the best of the best here. Like I believe that when I say it. This shouldn't happen. If we are the best of the best, we should not allow this to happen.
Yeah, definitely not.
I get it.
Not.
Just
And
because
look,
one cold card, just because it happens a cold card, I can't shit on everybody else. But
Right.
I hope that it's an eye opener for everybody saying, yo, hold up, that should happen to them. We need to go ahead and invest 5% more into our security and start looking and seeing and what could be potentially exploited with all the AI technology that's out there right now that could potentially go ahead and hurt us with no guardrails and shit. You know China. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Their shit don't got guardrails. They're ready to go. And you imagine that kind of tech in a hacker's hands?
Oh, it's insane to think, right? That anyone can just spin up an agent and start like probing software. Like,
Yeah.
and talking about agents, by the way, we just launched MetaMask Agent Wallet to the public, and that has security built in. So yes, you can't really mess up in that environment because the agent's handling it for you, which is a great thing, right? I think this is slowly leaning towards that agentic economy where
Yeah.
AI agents are performing all the work and you're kind of like in a fully guardrailed environment, which is, to your point, like, how do you get that in Web3 where it's permissionless and it has to be in such a way where there's no middlemen? Like, there has to be middlemen for mass adoption to happen. This is like being a DeFi maxi, being a crypto maxi, everything needs to be decentralized. I realize at a certain point that if we want people to come in, like, you can't just have nothing in between you.
Well, that's my
have-
argument with Bitcoin maxis. I agree with you. I said this because everybody's like, you got to be 100% decentralized. I'm like, you
can't.
need 5%. 5% needs to be centralized so people can do maintenance. Like there
Yeah.
has to be maintenance performed on the protocol
Right.
or whatever it is. You can't have 100% will not work. It won't.
It was funny. Before I jumped on the call, you were talking about like talking to Bitcoin maxis that like are trying to talk about like blockchain and crypto overall. Like I've seen on speaking engagements and stages and everything that there is a certain mentality that they follow, which is we don't need anybody. We can do this all ourselves, right? It's not practical. It's not logical. There is a cost of maintenance to even run a wallet. Some people say, I'm gonna vibe code a wallet.
Good luck.
Good luck. Do you know how much
Good luck.
money it takes for MetaMask to continue operating on a daily basis?
Yeah.
On infrastructure costs, indexing, RPC support. I mean, security heuristics. It's unfat. Like it's so much information, so much operation that a lot of people just don't realize it, and they think, oh yeah, tomorrow it's just me and my crypto, you and your crypto, and we're sending it back and forth to each other. Guys, there's 50 middlemen still in between that. There has to be, right?
You have to have it. You have to have 5% needs to be centralized in order to go ahead and make sure that the maintenance is kept up with. That's it, and everything's. And I want to apologize to you before you go. I want to apologize. I wasn't angry with you.
No, of course.
Okay, and I feel like I was venting to you, but that's only because I know how passionate you are, and how serious you are about security. And it's just like, man, like somebody like you who's been out here preaching consistently year to year about how important it is to go ahead and make sure your shit's good.
Yeah, I have it.
This happens. Who do I vent to? Like, you vent to people that are into security, and you just hope that, listen, I know you're doing your thing, and you and your entire crew, you know what the fuck you're doing. Like, there's 100%, I have no doubts about it. I wish everybody would get on the fucking same page, though, because if we don't, like, then it is hard for me to go out there and talk or come onto this show and say with a straight face, don't worry. Like,
Right.
no, like, you should worry. Like, it's more like you should, kind of, you know. But
Yeah,
I
agree.
appreciate-
And one of the things, and this is like a final point.
Yeah,
here.
go for it.
Yeah. So people think security is funny. They chuckle when they chuckle because they're hiding their fear of what might happen. And I'll give you two quick examples. One of them is, I mean, this is generally with the older generations. A lot of them don't have a PIN code on their phone. You just swipe and unlock their phone.
Yeah.
And when I see that happening, I ask them, hey, you should really put a PIN code on your phone. And they say, there's nothing important on there. It's funny that there's nothing important on there. All right, give me your phone real quick.
Yeah.
I want to read your text messages. I want to look at all the photos and videos you took. I want to open your pre-signed in banking application. I want to look at your emails. You sure there's nothing sensitive, important, maybe something you'd care about someone else looking at? And all of a sudden their whole face changes and they're like, okay, let's put a passcode on there. Because they're not, you have to scare people into being secure in this type of environment. It's an unfortunate thing. And I think it's partially because in Web 2, you don't have to worry about these things. There's customer support. There's the forgot password link. There's no forgot seed phrase link. There's no Bitcoin support helpline, right? So it is a generational thing.
Yeah.
And I think that because of this, it's a logical evolution that this is how money will work. This is how AI and money and assets will be handled and being privacy preserving. But we're not there yet. We're very far away from, it's going to take decades. And that's why, back to my original point, I'm happy mass adoption didn't happen quickly. Imagine there was 10 times the amount of people here, 10 times the amount of people that had that cold storage that just got compromised. It would be detrimental to the entire space. It would destroy it from the ground up. So that's one example. The other example is I've been in IT and cybersecurity my entire life. I've been to thousands of offices. I've set up, thousands of computers and workstations and environments. And something that I've realized is that even in an office environment where you're told, hey, this is the protocol, make sure this is how you check phishing emails, make sure you guys don't do this, don't do that. I mean, you're walking into a cubicle, the person's got their password written on a sticky note, pasted on their wall.
Crazy. I know what you're talking about.
And then you look at them and you say, hey, that you should remember your password. So like you're not exposing. No one's going to look at that. All right, no problem. There's 500 people that work in this entire building. If one person wants to, they could peek in your office, grab your password, sign in as you and do whatever the hell you want. And guess what's going to come back? The logs are going to show that it was you. Is it funny now?
No.
It's not funny. The security is not funny, guys. It's a serious thing. But this is the most unfortunate thing about it. Human nature is to not care until it's too late.
Correct.
You can tell someone that this might happen, change this one setting and it won't happen. They ain't going to change that one setting until it happens. Guaranteed. So we have to be proactive about this. Education is super important. Obviously, the education system doesn't want people to know about encryption, cryptography, blockchain, right? So we have to get to the point where sharing this information is between us, and we got to make sure people realize the opportunities that are here. Because just because this one situation happened with this one hardware wallet that had this issue doesn't mean crypto is dead. Doesn't mean Bitcoin is finished. This is actually a good thing that happened. It's a learning. It's a step to the next level so that companies, as you stated, wake up and realize, what can we do to make our security better, even if it's 1%.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Michael K. You can follow him on Twitter. Okay, I have the links on there. Twitter or whatever, X, whatever you want to go ahead and call it. Expert security man over here. I appreciate you for taking the time, and hopefully we can get you back on the show 3 or 4 months down the line here to go ahead and chat it up.
Definitely. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you, Mike. Really do.
Definitely. Appreciate you.
Guys, give Michael a follow. I feel like I vented my frustrations with Michael. I'm gonna have to apologize. Yo, I'm just like, you know what it is? Like, I am so passionate about crypto that I hate seeing this kind of shit happen. That's really it. And like if you follow Michael, if you guys know Michael and you know, if you tuned in to hear him talk, you know he's been around the block yelling and screaming about security. My whole thing is, man, like every other company should have been doing the same thing, man. That's all I'm saying. Cold Card should have been on that shit. Anyway, we'll be back. We have a pissed off Taylor waiting for me or for her to get onto this show. So we'll chop it up on some topics here right after this commercial break from midnight.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together. What first got you?
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. There we go. United States of America representing. Social communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light? Do everything?
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I'm the modern day Tony Stark. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Without further ado, we'll bring in Taylor. She's probably gonna scream. Hi, Taylor. How's it going?
Hi, Dave. Do you miss me?
It depends on how this conversation goes.
Well, there's only one right answer. So
Yes,
do I plunk
Taylor.
you
Oh my
immediately?
God, Taylor! It's been such a long time. It's been like a
David,
few
I heard
days.
you. I heard you crying. I heard you patting your little tears with your tie there. I miss Taylor. I miss her so much. I'm gonna make her wait again backstage. Yeah.
I did that. I actually went to the bathroom and I wiped my tears just now. I don't want to say what.
I know. I see
Anyway,
a little red under your eyes.
yeah. So and I'm so flustered right now. Thank you, Taylor, for coming on. Thank you for What were you gonna say? Go ahead.
gracing
Spit it out.
gracing you with my presence. My
Yeah,
presence
thank
is
you
your
so much.
present. Even though I'm
Appreciate
also
you.
not even in your little ACDC little breakdown thing. I guess that's okay. I suppose I'm not a regular
I
breakdown.
mean, you're
regular.
not regular, and you don't like I said, like you refuse to come onto the show. We talked about that last week. I mean, like you want to make an appearance on
This
one of the
guy.
most electrifying ads and intros, then you're gonna have to put the work in, okay?
I think I've earned it. First of all, you sound like I'm the one coming out of a NyQuil haze. Okay, for this, you sound like you're the one concocting this stuff out of thin air. Not to mention, I'm glad everybody's seeing this. See, this is many modern American women, on time, accountable, and these guys make us wait.
What is this
Backstage.
bullshit? Speaking of modern women, let's talk about the topic that you've been talking about, Sophie Cunningham.
Let's do it.
Let's go right to Sophie. I like her. I think she's, first of all, I like watching her game. I respect that she beats the shit out of people to protect Clark out there on the court.
No, it's so good. She'll clothesline your ass. I love it.
She made a comment, which I don't think it was anything. Like if we go back, I don't know. I don't think it was anything, but she said, hey, men shouldn't be playing in women's sports, some shit like that. And it blew up. And she had to go ahead and stand in front of the press and explain herself. Explain what? That men should not be playing in women's sports? I don't know what she's explaining. Your thoughts here.
David, this shows how upside down this world is. What are we talking about? What are we literally talking about? She couldn't have been any more. She's like, I'm going to make sure the trans folk are covered. Love to you guys. But maybe like, I don't want young girls getting sumo wrestling sat on by like Sasquatch biological men. I don't know. Like, what happens to just good old feminism? Just women out here trying to exist. And so the fact that she has to double down, defend it, you have these WNBA coaches doing literal mental Olympics to try and skirt around getting any kind of flack. Oh, I'm not knowledgeable. Not knowledgeable about what? Like a kindergartner knows the difference between a biological man and woman. What are we doing? So it's just common sense. And, I've been calling this shit out from inside where a lot of this comes from, honestly, is Hollywood, right? And pushing these narratives, pushing these things. I don't know half the time, David, if they just pander or if they actually believe this shit. Either way, I don't know. They need their brains checked.
I mean, again, I go back to it. She didn't say anything wrong. I saw the opposing coach on the last game, I believe, that she played in. The coach was wearing a shirt, like embracing the trans community. And like, I didn't hear her say anything disrespectful towards that community, towards anybody. She just said, hey, men should not be participating in women's sports. So like the backlash on something that's just common sense is wild.
Yes, David, it's like so many issues. Queers for Palestine, the Fauci, as I call it, the Lisa Frank diary over celebrities that like it. Like so many of these things, it's like a South Park episode, but it's our lives. Like wellness check. Are we okay?
Speaking of Fauci, what did you think about him taking, what was it, 114 I plead the fifths during his time appearing in front of the little Congress meeting that they had over there? What did you think about that?
I just think the whole thing is a joke. I think that the whole thing is a joke. Literally, David, it's like this, okay? And you have people, he himself obviously is a clown, again, as depicted in his like little diaries, like, dear God, it's me, Fauci. But the fact that we know what we know, we already knew what we knew back then. But now we see it in his diaries and people are still doubling down on this. Did you see the showdown with what was it? Dana Perino, is that her name? With who was it? It was with who was it? And she's like insisting on CNN that he's still right. Oh, it was with RFK Jr. Did you see that? And
I think I saw that.
Yes, and she's still defending it. It's literally like watching it. First of all, it's like the Charlie Brown teacher. but it's also like the sky is blue, Dana. The sky, no, it's green. No, Dana, the sky, it's green. Like, and that's what I think. It's like, it's kind of like the Candace Owens things. Who's dumber, the person or the people who still double down and worship them? It's really, yeah.
What do you think should happen to Fauci? He had a bunch of he said one thing to the general public. He wrote something else in his diary. You had to sit it for two. It felt like, I think, 2 years. You had people sit inside their homes, scared to death. If you didn't have the vaccine shot, you couldn't go into establishments. You needed a vaccine card. So a lot of people couldn't live life for about 2 years. And it put a whole stop to forget about the entire world. Let's talk about America. Americans could not, I mean, Americans are still reeling from it. I mean, you have people that are unable to find jobs, I guess, after, losing jobs because those jobs are lost because small businesses went out of business. So what should happen to him? Like, honestly, like, what should happen to this man who knew that it didn't come out of a goddamn wet market? It did come out of a goddamn lab. Like somebody who is out there preaching one thing, writing another. What should happen to this man?
I think his ass should be thrown in jail. The gain of function research, like all of it, every single step. And that's the part that kills me. It's like you know what I hate about it, David, is it became this morality police thing. Yes, forget the fact that my life was destroyed by career, everything. Hollywood was annihilated. I had to pack up, move home with my parents in Connecticut, like sitting between them on the couch each. I mean, that was a whole thing, right? Like the mental toll that took. People who tell stories of, family members who had to die alone. These kids now messed up. Like it goes on and on. Businesses that were just eradicated. People who couldn't go to work. But the fact that you even question, that's the part, the Gina Carano's of it all, right? Like you question, you make a joke, you're going, is this normal? And you're an other, you're a grandma killer, you're exiled from society, you're Dr. Robert Malone canceled, all this shit. So that's the part, like, don't tell me what to ask, what to again, put me away from society. Like, I think that it's so disgusting, and that people still knowing all this aren't like throw him in jail. They're like, nope, Nobel Prize. Like, I don't know. It's just not okay. And he's been a media whore this whole time. I was saying it at the time. Like, what did this man have any business, if you're that in the weeds trying to cure and do all this? What are you doing on like the cover of Oprah's magazine, basically, and like being Mr. Congeniality? Knock it off.
Do you think the media should be held accountable? Mainstream media, who is pushing, for the most part,
David, we're most likely to see pigs fly. Come on,
because,
I'm gonna hold my breath on that.
Independent networks were being people that were saying that, people who graduated from Yale and Duke, we can name them all out, from fucking high-level universities, Ivy League schools, medical professionals were being suspended because they had a difference of opinion on the vaccines, all that stuff. They were being shut out. If you weren't going with this narrative, you're not talking. And you didn't even have to be a medical professional. You could have just asked a question like me or yourself. Hey, like, there's something suspect here, man. Like, can we talk about? Nope. Don't you dare, because you're gonna get a strike on your account. I have my post taken down from Instagram when I first went deep into the conversation. I was like, wait, hold up. So I can't ask a question? I'm not tinfoiling it. I'm just asking a question. I get it. So now, okay, I understand. So what happens to these individuals now, being that Fauci, essentially when Fauci's pleading the fifth, he looks really bad. You already have a pardon on you. So like, you can go ahead and say, you know what? Hey, we were wrong here with it. No, he would not answer a goddamn thing. And mainstream media, they're all about, man, Fauci, man, it's what he says. It's what he says. He's right. You guys are wrong. Mainstream media doesn't get a slap on the wrist. Like, how can you trust mainstream media?
David, they're not, look around you. They have been getting away with this shit for years. They're going to get Goosehead. They're going to be sitting here like my little mic that you can't see it. And they're going to be sitting pretty standing in its presence with absolutely no repercussions whatsoever, except maybe for the people who aren't totally brainwashed, a decline in viewership. Maybe. I don't know how half of these sidebar, but like The View. I'm convinced that Sunny Hostin is just perpetually trying to rage bait us at all times. I don't know how
That has
any
to
of these
be.
clowns. It has to.
Yeah.
I don't know how any of
There's
these
no
clowns
way she
have money.
there's no way she believes that shit. Whatever she says,
No,
like it's just
I'm
there's
sorry.
no way.
There's no wait. Did you see again? This is sidebar. Her thing of going in neighborhoods with American flags makes her feel unsafe.
Oh my god, that
Like,
is
babe,
fucking hilarious.
you need a field trip to Afghanistan. Who's gonna fund her ticket? Anyone? Like, what are we doing? So I don't know how they stay afloat. I don't know how they've managed to stay afloat thus far. But no, David, they will ride this shit to the death. Like the death of Fauci's reputation that already was. Like they're not gonna mend it at all.
What do you think about AI, Taylor? I want to ask you this question because we've had. I believe it has something to do with AI, but there was a exploit that happened within crypto. I don't know if you heard the story, but almost over $100 million in crypto, Bitcoin particularly, was exploited from a Cold Card, which is a wallet you would go ahead and put your money into.
Mhm.
Obviously, I believe with AI tech, hackers that are really good now having AI in their hands, making them just like a hacker on steroids kind of thing. Where do you see AI? Because I know you go ahead and you dabble in AI.
Mhm. Very much so.
How dangerous is AI?
I have a hot take on this as someone from the Hollywood sphere because Hollywood is very anti AI.
Yeah.
How dangerous? It's funny you bring this up on the heels of talking about COVID and even the WNBA, all this. It's as dangerous as people are willing to be sheep. And that's why I don't have a tech background, but that's why I am such an advocate for AI and why I've been working with huge AI companies, not only to help them build the infrastructure, but also get their message out and be that bridge, because we've already seen big tech steamroll our lives. You don't think that this shit, like you need a wake up call. You need to put your face in a cake the night. Well, David, it's in there, but it's the two brain cells are twitching. You need to put your face in a cake like Mrs. Doubtfire. Come up and stop and smell the roses, because this shit is going to take over, and it can be evil. It can be dangerous if we don't understand it, harness it, use it. Because like I said, I use big tech and its control over our platforms, how we think, the funneling of information, all of it. Even what you just kind of described, although I don't know that I fully understand. I kind of get it.
Well, money was stolen.
But,
Just put in
okay,
in layman's
yeah.
terms, money was taken taken out of a wallet. So like your wallet got opened up, even though your wallet was closed, somebody opened it up, took it. Now it's like there's no insurance in crypto. It's like
right.
Well, people are saying good luck. Hey, sorry it happened, but man, just keep grinding.
Oh, okay.
It's sad, right? It's just
it is sad.
It's one of the, it's a topic that I talk about. It's like AI should, AI is serious. It's like you have to take it seriously now. Like if you haven't,
absolutely,
it's time to.
Absolutely, because it is right now. It's like the Wild West, and if the people keep their head in the sand and don't understand it, they're like, "Oh, that's not for me." Oh, that's their ass is going to be so bulldozed. It's not even funny in some way, shape, or form. So I'm all for people harnessing it, understanding it, using it 100%. I'm a fierce advocate.
I'm going to ask you a crazy question.
Okay. I have a crazy answer.
Are influencers content creators? I'm lost on the subject.
David rage-baiting me again.
No, can you help me out?
Me.
Can you help me out with it? Because I'm trying to figure it out. Are influencers content creators, influencers? I don't know where I'm going here. You tell me. Like if you make one piece of content and you're an influencer now, like you should be sponsored by Adidas. Help me out.
So let me,
You've been in this
So if-
scene.
So if someone has a content creation platform, they're filming their dog Peaches. Is Peaches a Van Gogh of our time? Artiste, creator.
Peaches is gonna be if Peaches gets onto video and it's displayed, Peaches becomes a token in crypto. Like that's all I gotta say. So you gotta keep Peaches away from the video because then somebody in this room or somebody watching is gonna tokenize it on chain. But yeah, go keep going. I'd love to
Didn't ask
hear
for this.
what these labels are confusing me a little bit.
Okay. Because last time you asked me this and rage baited me harder than Sunny Hostin. I went off on my whole thing about the trend that I cannot stand, the monotone, homogenous, dead behind the eyes, robot, beige wearing, Erewhon going, matcha donning influencer. Which, like, bitch, if you think that any part of this is artistic or creative, we're gonna need to get you a dictionary. I think it's, unfortunately, I'm coming to terms with the fact that it is kind of subjective, just like art. I could think it's total trash. My Taylor arbitrary barometer is, does it have substance, purpose? To me, like the copy and paste influencer, what is the reason? What is the purpose? But again, someone could find it life-changing, someone with very few brain cells, whereas I find something else. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. That's why I asked you. You're the guest. You're supposed to be the expert. You're supposed to be the expert. And that's why I brought you onto the show. So I can
You've
know.
asked me twice now. You're obviously.
And I'm still looking for the answer. I am still looking for the answer.
You're
Is it
stewing on.
Sunny?
Oh, I see. You
Is
don't
it
like
Sunny?
nuance. You don't like nuance.
No, I like nuance, but I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, is it Sunny? Is Sunny the influencer? Is she an influencer? Is that who you strive to be?
Influencing people who are retarded, yes.
Okay, we're definitely getting off of TikTok. Shout out to TikTok. That is, our guest obviously accidentally went ahead and made that phrase there. Hopefully, fuck.
You're worried about TikTok? They let a 30-minute demonic, horrifying video of Perez Hilton mutilating himself go on for.
Yeah, that is weird. That Paris Hilton thing was crazy. Crazy.
But what's
I didn't watch it, though.
Actually, David, a little plug. Tomorrow on my show, 7 p.m. Eastern on GNN, I'm having my friend Joe Francis, who created Girls Gone Wild. We're good friends. We had a show together. And he came up at the same time, right, as Perez Hilton, so knows Perez well. And he has some choice words on the situation. So a little preview. But Paris is involved with Joe's sentiment. So I don't know, though, what you're referring to.
No, I was talking about Perez Hilton and what.
Oh, I think that's Paris Hilton.
No. I meant Perez Hilton.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I didn't watch the video. I just saw. I actually made an analogy that I feel like him in that shot. It was like a picture I seen. I'm like, I feel like that when I go onto crypto Twitter, or I just go onto Twitter in general. I feel like I get dragged at times, and I just anyway. Well, it's nice to have you on I see the show is I saw the show yesterday. I'll tune in tomorrow, and hopefully I'll learn what an influencer is. Definitely looking forward to you. Why are you getting so angry? Like, I love these.
Not at you. I could go on the Nantucket story. There's, it's a whole thing. They just they need to come back to reality. They're so out of touch.
It's crazy.
And
anybody can be an influencer. I mean, it's kind of like when everybody wrote entrepreneur on their bios, and now it's like, I'm an influencer.
Like, babe, having a ring light doesn't make you a startup. It doesn't make you an influencer. It doesn't make you an entrepreneur. Literally get a reality check. And like the women in this convo who are like, it's just misogynistic because women have really started the influencer economy and blah, blah. So if you don't like it, you just don't like women. I'm a woman. I'm not misogynistic. I love being a woman. I just don't like you.
That's what I wanted to ask you before I have my Biden moment. Where are all the feminists? Where are all the feminists when it comes to Sophie Cunningham? Why aren't the feminists coming out and defending her comments? Because I thought feminists are all about women and protecting women's rights and women come first. Screw men. Like, no. Think about All that is like screw man, da, 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 all women, da, da. And where were they when we were having the conversation about the dude that went swimming, okay, competing with women, with girls, young girls, and so where are they? Where are the feminists? They've disappeared.
No, they are. I was gonna make
I don't
a
want to
joke.
hear it.
Actually, not. I was gonna make a joke, not NyQuil induced, but
No,
anyways,
but it's the truth. They're not around. They're not around. They are not around when it comes to women's real women's topics. They're gone. They're in the background.
So it's-
You guys take care of yourselves.
they're in the background, straight up. Where's Waldo coded? Here's the thing: it's two categories. You have the ride or die feminists, some athletes who have, an OG female athletes coming out being like, this isn't okay. They're stomped on, right? This is the problem and the mind disease of these people. Okay, David, they have no problem cannibalizing their own cause, or as many people say, like the woke eating the woke, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing as when John M. Chu, the Asian director of Crazy Rich Asians, okay, we're getting the quotas in here, guys, when he got shit for not casting appropriately or like dark enough people in The Heights. Like, what are we talking about? Same thing. You have Caitlyn Jenner stomped on, OG female athlete stomped on. So it's like, okay, in the name of this, you're going to stomp out not only true feminists for what you guys were supposed to be about, but the most iconic trans woman and athlete of our time. That's, again, the brain mental gymnastics that they will go through to make this make sense. Like, no collateral damage matters. So to your point, David, the feminists are either cannibalized or, sitting on the sidelines, no pun intended, just, trying to get off the bench and not be the water boy, like, or girl.
That's crazy. It's crazy to think about, because you would think that the feminists would step up and say, you know what, this shit ain't right. And they would step up for Sophie and say, like, yo, what are you attacking her, man? She didn't say anything wrong.
David,
but
again,
yeah, that's it, man. I mean, like that's crazy.
WNBA coaches, these are grown women, them sitting at these press conferences going, oh, I don't know. I'm not educated enough. That tells you everything that you need to know. Again, you're not educated on what? A penis versus a vagina?
Yes.
Okay, I'm pretty sure a 2-year-old is educated by that standard and that logic. So
it's crazy. I remember watching Kindergarten Cop, and they were very educated on the topic. So I'm putting it out there for those who have never seen Arnold Schwartz. He was in that movie Kindergarten Cop, and the kid laid it down. The kid, I'm not gonna say it because you guys will ban me for it, but it was really simple for him. Anyway, Taylor has a show Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7 p.m. on the Gokhshtein News Network. You can go ahead and tune in. This Friday, she has Joe Francis, right? Joe Francis is coming
tomorrow night. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a ride. And thank you, David. I apologize. I know I'm getting over this. So, this isn't contagious through the stream.
This is such bullshit. Somebody wanted to not come to work yesterday. So they decided, oh, you know what? I'm going to text him and say, I'm sick. Oh my God. I can't, I'm sick. Rob, make sure that you tell him I'm sick also. Don't let it.
And yet showed up on time.
Yeah, whatever. That don't matter. It's all good, Taylor. People might be giving you like high fives in the TikTok chat, but like all I know is, by the way, it was crazy. Me and Rob had a show yesterday. I came onto his show where there was no fighting. It was crazy. He was about to, and I left.
Wow. He's like, I had to see myself out. He told me. What happened? Did you guys I didn't watch it. Did you braid each other's hair, or I
think he smoked
around
weed.
A bonfire? You what?
I think he smoked weed yesterday.
I mean, he's not a weed smoker, but maybe you, I don't know, bewitched him with your suit and tie charm.
Oh, I didn't have no suit and tie on yesterday. I came on.
That's right. He told me.
I was expecting some crazy shit to go down. I was like, I was prepared. Like Taylor, like when I go on to Rob Nelson's show, which airs Mondays and Wednesdays, I come prepared. Like I'm like, he's going to talk about Iran for fucking. He's gonna rant for 25 minutes about Iran.
Favorite
And he's
topic.
going, no, he stood on it. Then he went to Fauci, and then like we're talking sport. Oh, I'm like, who is this person? But it was a good
Yeah.
show. It was fun to chop it up with him.
He told
And,
me.
I
He
hope he
told
slept
me.
well. I hope he
I
slept
gave him a
well.
little spanking before. I said, "No Iran today." No, I'm just kidding. I run this shit.
No,
No.
Iran.
What?
He's coming. He's about to be like Baghdad Bob, man. Like with his Iran shit.
I
It'll
know.
be Rob
Actually,
Iran. Rob.
David, before I go,
Yes.
can I do what every millennial influencer woman does best and just make it all
Sure,
about
go
me?
for it.
Make it all about me. I have a little announcement that I'll make
Oh
here.
my
for
god,
the
I was scared. I thought she was gonna say like I'm gonna take my shirt off. Like I was about to like leave. I was no, because that's what they do. So I was like, holy shit! Go ahead. I'm sorry. What was the
Perez can
announcement?
do it, so can I. No, too soon. So I am officially TikTok. It's just, you see my TikTok's my best friend. 50 views cap on there. I'm officially 47 on a good day. I'm officially a columnist for EV Magazine. And I'm super excited. My column starts next week. Thank you. So I'm excited to represent. How I describe it, if you don't know what it is, David and viewers, I describe it as like a modern, smart, hot, conservative-leaning female Playboy. Like women
Nice.
being like, put it this way, they're doing something right because just like myself, they get shit from the far left and the far like stick up their butt, trad wife, right? So
That's good.
let's
That's
go.
good. There you go. Your work, things come to you. Positive energy, things come to you. That's
Wow. Tony Robbins thought.
yes. I'm the next president of the United States. Forget about Tony Robbins. Taylor, you can find her on this network Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 7 p.m. Tune into her. She got shit to say. All right. She rips the Band-Aid off. She just says what she feels. I like that. And also check her out in this new publication, man. She's gonna be writing. So
Every
who
Friday,
knew? She can
baby.
write. She can write. Okay. She can write. Okay. Don't ever doubt.
So no one's safe.
Hopefully the feminists support you. And I'm just saying, hopefully the feminists
Sometimes
support you.
the piece they posted of mine today, because they're running a few of my already published Substacks as like tests, and they published
Yeah.
one today where I call out famous, rich, powerful, liberal women who also complain about being victims of like something, I guess. And it's like
Everybody's a
ladies,
fucking victim. Man.
Exactly. It's
Everybody's
like-
a fucking victim.
and the whole piece is like take a trip to Iran, Afghanistan, and report back things. So
Thank you, Taylor, for coming on.
thanks, David.
Can't wait to see you next week so we can
Same.
touch on some more topics. And hopefully you're not late this time. Thanks, Taylor.
Thank you.
Nah, she
Punctual
wasn't
as
late.
ever.
I'm just playing. She wasn't late. That's Taylor, everybody. Taylor's cool people. I have to say, no, I don't have to say that. I can say whatever I want. No, but Taylor does a good job. I know a lot of you guys are like, what chat? Well, this channel, bro. Like, you just fucking, you want to see her. She's on this network. Tune in. She has her thoughts. I listen, man. She says what she wants to say. I like that. I hate watching shit that's PC, man. I fuck PC. Fuck politically correct, man. Say what's on your fucking mind. Stand on it with your balls on the table. Say it. I'll be back right after this commercial break. Should we do call-ins? Let's do call-ins, right? We'll be right back after this commercial break, sponsored by Midnight.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe It was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promised to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. There we go. United States of America representing. Social communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light? Do everything.
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I am the modern day Tony Stark. We're back. Let me just post this up. Collins welcomed. Okay, there you go. I posted it. Welcome back to the breakdown. Let's look at Polymarket real quick, though. I want to see where, and by the way, the show is sponsored by Polymarket.com. Let's look at the Republican presidential nominees for 2028 and where that stands. Let's go ahead and flip the script here real quick. Go ahead and flip that right here. All right. There you go. God, I hate when that happens, man. Polymarket, shout out to Polymarket. Let's go ahead and put me on the screen. So the presidential candidates here from the Republican side, as it stands right now, J.D. Vance, 44%. He's at 44%. Marco Rubio, 24%, up 17%. And then everybody else is really not in the race, respectfully. Donald Trump is at 2%, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump is at 2%. But yeah, he's a... J.D. Vance looks like, at this point in time, he's probably most likely going to be the nominee. There's no doubt about that. J.D. Vance will probably be the nominee here. Not a bad, I mean, like, and who's going to beat J.D. Vance with Rubio? Because I feel like Rubio is going to be the VP. Unless J.D. Vance says, like, hey, I don't want to be the president of the United States of America, then Rubio obviously would win by a landslide. But them two together, there are no Democrats. Respectfully, there are no Democrats that are out there that I can say, yeah, you know, they got this one in the bag. Or it can be even competitively close. It's impossible. It's definitely going to be an easy win for the Republican Party. And I don't want to jinx it or anything, but I really do believe like it is definitely an easy win. 100%. Somebody just try to call. Give me 1 second. I just need to connect everything. I'm sorry. There's people that are trying to call up. How disrespectful am I? So disrespectful, man. So disrespectful. But now we are. Anybody who wants to call back, you can. Again, the number is 917-259-4417. You can call in. We could talk shop about crypto. But yeah, we can talk about the Clarity Act. Talk about whatever you want. If you tried, it would come up. Oh, hold on. You know what? My bad. My bad, because I have to do something. Here you go. So if you try to call again, I didn't open up the line. The lines are now open. You can go ahead and call 917-259-4417. Apologies, okay? I'm running the show, okay? I'm running the show. Apologies. You have to be all crazy. This is crazy. I got messages left and shit. That's crazy, man. Hold on. Motherfuckers will call like a lot. Anyway, so here you go from polymarket.com. And obviously, Polymarket is a sponsor of this show. They have JD Vance at 44% chance of winning. So shout out to Polymarket. That's right. I go to Polymarket to get news. Like, that's really it. You get instantaneous news, and it's from people. It's people giving their takes. That's the way I view it. It's people. It's not like I say, it's not like people calling somebody up, 5 people, and they only get 3 people on, and then 2 people say, I'm voting for this one. It's not an accurate poll. I don't think it's an accurate number. So there you go, man. There you go. Man, I really feel bad. I got to call Michael and tell him, like, man, my bad. I feel like my frustration, because I'm a little bit frustrated with this industry, just because I believe that things should have been done years ago to make sure that safety was a priority. And now we're here, and you can't just tell people, listen, sorry that it happened to you. It's so fucked up, especially that people did do everything by the book, and here they are. Here they are in this type of situation. It's fucked up. It really is fucked up. I hope everybody else gets their shit together, man. On the real tip, I hope everybody gets their shit together. Sees what's happened with Cold Card and stuff, and says, you know what, this will not happen with our product. We're gonna go ahead and make sure that we run every single check possible for any potential exploits. You got the tools, you got the AI systems, run them. You got people that know what the fuck they're doing, pay them. It's just like, bring people in that can service your product to make sure that the customers that are using your product are safe. That's what it should be. Also, I noticed that the white bull movement went very quiet. I wanted to touch on that. Few people talk about it, but it's gone quiet because I'm not going to call a ticker. So it's gone quiet. So this is what I'm saying. Social experiment to the fullest. It just shows you who wants an actual movement and who wants to actually see something happen here within the crypto space, which is a positive thing. I'm talking about a positive thing like healing the space, getting back to the real memes. You can see who wants that, and then you know who was here for just money or to make money off me calling something, make money off my brand. 4K display. It was a 4K display for everybody to go ahead and see. So bottom line, I was right. I was 100% right when I said, yeah, it's easy. Call something, it goes into the multi-millions. Great, now what? Oh, so you want me to sell out. Got it. Got it. So you want me to sell out. It's working. What do you mean it's working? I'll be right back after this commercial break. You have time to go ahead and call in.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
There we go. United States of America representing. Socialism, communism does not work.
Digital assets. Is it better to move money at the speed of light? Do everything.
People are greedy when they also try to acquire gold. I am here providing electricity and that energy that is necessary. I'm the modern day Tony Stark. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Somebody says maybe if you'd pick one, we'd rally. You know what? I'm not gonna pick anything. I need to. First of all, I'm not pick at this point. At this point, with the turnout, shout out to people who tuned into the show today to watch the guests on here. We have more guests coming on tomorrow, next week, this whole month, the next month. We're continuing to book people that we want on the show to break things down, whether it's memes, Clarity Act, regulation, politics. Like, these things are happening. We're working on making sure that we bring in that guest, that notable people that you guys know, that you can enjoy as we have these conversations, as I have these conversations with these people. But at the end of the day, I've already explained what I want to do, and I see it for what it is. I really do. I see it for what it is. A lot of people just wanted to milk the brand. It's unfortunate. People didn't want to be a part of the movement. I'm going to be, listen, at the end of the day, I'm still going to go out there. I got everything planned out on my end, and I'm going to absolutely do everything possible to push forward with a movement that brings and rallies people together, and we fucking get rid of the toxic bullshit that we currently have in the crypto space. So it doesn't matter. My mind has been set. My mind has been set on doing this regardless. But like I said, I will outlast everybody. I will bull post harder than anybody. I will bag work harder than everybody. And that's bottom line. But some people, because I didn't call a CA, their CA, we're in this situation where no green candle, no participation. Well, that's too bad. I'm going to do my thing no matter what, regardless. So that's what's happening. Maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Maybe I'm a month away from announcing it. I don't know. But it's all in my pump.fun portfolio. There's like 5 white bulls. And I'm going to look through them one by one. And I will, and everybody said, "Hey, Dave, we want to follow you. We know that you are the leader. We want to go ahead and follow because we know that you can go ahead and be that second coming of Wall Street Bets Part 2. We shall see. We shall see how hype people are when I go ahead and do it. Anyway, thank you. By the way, there's something wrong because people are trying to call and I cannot connect you guys. So I do apologize. I'll have it working tomorrow. I apologize for that. I have like 9 missed things and I can't, 10 missed calls here and I can't plug it through. I do apologize. I'm just one man. I'm just one man trying to make it here. I don't have a quote for you guys, but I hope that you guys are good. How about that? I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys take care of yourselves, clean yourselves. Wash your faces and wash your asses. Okay. Thank you for tuning in from TikTok, YouTube, X, wherever you're tuning in from. Thank you very much for taking the time, almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 50 minutes. You've been on here with me and I've been chanting it up. I'll be back tomorrow, Friday. We got guests coming on. We got politic talk coming on. We got crypto talk. We got crypto meme talk. We got everything. So tune in and I'll see you mañana. I'm out.